the slow loris is actually super deadly. These doe-eyed primates are found in Southeast Asia, and though they look cute enough to pick up and cuddle, they could actually you up. The slow loris actually has glands under its armpits that ooze noxious oil. When they feel threatened, they'll lick that gland, mixing the oil with their saliva, creating a venom toxic enough to rot human flesh. Some slow lorises have been found in the wild with half of their face actually melted off as a battle wound from other slow loris attacks. And don't forget that their bite is actually powerful enough to pierce your bones. Let me know, did these slow loris facts surprise you? 5 tips you'll thank me for, Safety Edition. A falling knife has no handle. If a knife is falling off of a counter, just let it fall. It's way easier just to get a new knife than to get stitches. Wood chips and metal shards can fly faster than you can blink, so always wear safety glasses. They're cheaper than eye surgery. If your child ever goes missing in your home, always check the dangerous spots in the house first. Be careful when attempting to mix cleaning products. It's very easy for you to create a toxic gas in your own home and put yourself in a very bad situation. And always keep a broke down car kit in your trunk. Bring some spare clothes, blankets, flashlights, battery packs, water bottles, and toilet paper just in case. 3 things Hollywood tricked you into believing are true. Number 1. Air conditioning ducts are an easy way to sneak through buildings. Air conditioning ducts are usually not big enough nor strong enough to hold the weight of a person. Even if you could get in one, everyone would hear you crawling around inside the building. Number 2, knocking someone out is a harmless way to temporarily incapacitate someone. If someone's been knocked out, they're more than likely suffering from some pretty bad injuries. There's already some trauma to the head, but then when they fall, they may hit their head on something else, furthering the damage. And 3 is that you can outrun an explosion. If you're close enough to the explosion that it pushes you in the air like that, you're going to have some severe injuries. Not only the flames will burn you, but the shockwave can do some severe damage to your organs as well. So think about that next time you're watching a big Hollywood show or movie. 5 simple but shocking facts that will impress anyone. Most elephants actually weigh less than the tongue of a blue whale. A single strand of spaghetti is called a spaghetto. In Switzerland, it's illegal to own only 1 guinea pig. Because they get lonely, you have to own at least 2. Otters have little pockets of loose skin underneath their arms that they use to store their favorite rocks. And from the time that Pluto was discovered to the time that it was demoted from planethood, it still hadn't made 1 complete revolution around the sun. 3 easy ways that you can stay warm while saving money and energy this winter. The first thing you can do is you can try to dress in layers in your own home. Everyone loves to talk about how they can wear hoodies and sweats and fuzzy socks and slippers all winter. This is the perfect time to practice that. Another thing you can do to stop cold air from coming into your house is you can actually take towels and other thick fabrics and use them to seal off any drafty windows and doors. The third and my favorite is to use an electric blanket. We actually have electric blankets that we use in our house that we plug in whenever we're watching Christmas movies and TV together. If you're worried about a fire hazard though, don't use an electric blanket, just use extra blankets. So instead of 1 electric blanket, maybe use 3 regular blankets. Stay warm. Life tips that I'll never stop using. Don't fill in the to field in an email until you're completely done. This prevents poorly written emails from going out way more often. Whenever I reheat foods like pastas, bowls, and casseroles, I like to shape the food into a ring or a donut with a hollow middle. That way the food heats more evenly and faster. Don't put it down, put it away has really helped keep my house decluttered. When signing up for an account at a company, I always use the company's name as my last name. That way I can always tell when I get spam mail who sold my info or leaked it. Airport hacks from pilots. Take a picture of where your car is parked before you leave for your flight. This way, whenever you return from your flight, you won't have to remember where you parked. You'll just have a photo of it and you can go straight there. If you forget to bring a phone charger, head to the airport's Lost and Found. They usually have a few there. If you date or marry a pilot, you'll fly for free. And finally, this shouldn't have to be explained, but courteous and polite passengers almost always get better treatment than rude passengers. Here's how to fix 3 common problems most people have at some point in their life. Having one of your nostrils blocked is super annoying. To get rid of it, just exhale completely out of your mouth, pinch your nose closed, rock your head all the way back and all the way forth until you need a breath, then finally let go and breathe in through your nose and it'll be temporarily cleared. If you know you need to go to bed by a certain time but are afraid that you won't be able to fall asleep, go take a hot shower. Hot showers will warm your body's core temperature. Then when you lay in bed, that core temperature will start to come down, signaling to your brain that it's time to go to sleep. And the next time that someone has hiccups, just ask them a weird question like, what color is an elephant? Or when's the last time you've seen a white horse? Taking their focus off of their hiccups will usually cure them of their hiccups. The control key on your computer is about to be your new best friend. Scrolling while holding Control zooms in and out of the page. Control T opens a new tab in Google Chrome. Control Tab changes tabs on Google Chrome. Control Shift T opens the last tab you just closed on Google Chrome. And Control Backspace deletes the previous word that you typed. 3 illusions that'll have you questioning everything. Believe it or not, these orange, purple, and green balls are all the same color, but the lines going through them trick your brain into thinking they're actually different colors. There is nothing wrong with these faces, but because you're staring at the plus sign in the middle, your brain is using your peripheral vision to combine the images and make weird looking faces. This funny rectangle seems to be breaking all the laws of physics. It's called the Ames window, and it's been making people question everything for a long time. Mind-blowing facts that you've never heard. Snails have 14,000 teeth and will actually eat meat and bones. The lighter was invented before matches. Fax machines were invented before the telephone, meaning there was a brief period in time where a samurai theoretically could have sent a fax to Abraham Lincoln. And finally, the mantis shrimp punches so hard it generates light. Psychological tricks that have probably been played on you. You can avoid the endless,
"Where do you want to eat?"
I don't know, where do you want to eat?
"I don't know, where do you want to eat?"
by giving a binary choice. So ask instead, do you want to eat at Olive Garden or Buffalo Wild Wings? You'll usually get a better answer than,
"I don't know, where do you want to eat?"
The Ben Franklin effect is a psychological effect where when you ask someone for a favor, they view you more favorably. It can be as little as asking someone to pass you a pen or borrow their stapler or show you around the office. Silence is the key to negotiation control. Most people find silence very awkward, so if you stop talking, usually someone else is going to talk, usually not in their own favor. Things to do before bed that your future self will thank you for. Move your alarm clock, even if it's your phone, to the other side of the room. That way when it goes off, you physically have to get out of bed to walk over and turn it off. No more snoozing until you're late. Fill your water bottle or cup with water the night before. Morning hydration is a great way to start the day. Setting aside work clothes the night before is much easier than trying to find a matching outfit when you're still half asleep in the morning. Pre-prep breakfasts and lunch the night before for easy time savings. And finally, as you're laying in bed trying to go to sleep, think about every little accomplishment you made that day. From prepping for tomorrow to cleaning the kitchen after you cooked a meal. This will build some self-esteem and it'll allow your brain to wander to a positive topic. This wavy brick wall takes less bricks than if you were to build a straight brick wall. In 1930, they rotated this building 90 degrees over the course of a month. They moved it 15 inches per hour, all while 600 people still worked inside, with no interruptions to their gas, electricity, water, and sewage lines. Here's a picture of a 97-year-old man standing in front of the exact plane that he flew in World War II. Here's what a crocodile actually looks like underwater when it's floating around. In World War II, the Germans built fake air vents into their bunkers. So if you tried to throw a grenade in the air vent, this is what would happen. Let's save some money while eating out. Using a restaurant's app can get you free food, drinks, discounts, and other really cool promotions. Mondays and Tuesdays are when sit-down restaurants usually do their best offers because these are the slowest days of the week. You can eat for free almost the entire day on your birthday if you plan it right. And you can get free pizza on National Pizza Day and International Pie Day, free burgers on National Burger Day, free donuts on National Donut Day, and free coffee on National Coffee Day. Happy eating! 3 life hacks that'll make you smarter. When trying to hang something with 2 or more anchor points, use a piece of tape as a template for where your nails or holes need to go. The least messy way to eat a cupcake is to peel the top off, flip it around, and eat the whole thing like a sandwich. Listening to the audiobook version of a book while you read it will help you retain more information. Parenting tricks that might just save your insanity. When your toddler is throwing a temper tantrum, ask them simple questions that they know the answer to, like what color is your shirt? Is the sun out right now? This will force the logical part of their brain to take over, ending the tantrum. If your kid doesn't want to wear their helmet, instead of saying, "Hey, you better wear your helmet or you're going to be in trouble," try hyping up the helmet, telling them it's what the professional bike riders wear and it's super cool and all the cool kids are wearing them. And instead of asking your kid, "Do you want a cheeseburger for dinner?" ask them instead, "What do you want on your cheeseburger for dinner?" Their brains won't be able to tell the difference that there's another option besides cheeseburgers, meaning that there won't be as much,
Well, I don't want that for dinner.
What do you want?
I don't know.
This conqueror killed so many people he literally changed the air quality of the planet. We know him as Genghis Khan, and it's estimated he killed around 40 million people, which was roughly 10% of the entire population of Earth at the time. His empire covered over 5 million square miles, or a third of all of Asia. He had over 500 wives. He created one of the first extensive postal services. And because he killed so many people, about 700 million tons of carbon were scrubbed from the atmosphere, giving Genghis Khan the nickname the greenest invader in history. Here's some clever and simple life hacks. Instead of asking people on the internet for the answer to a question, give them the wrong answer. People on the internet love to correct people when they're wrong. If you open your ketchup packet lengthwise, you can actually turn it into a self-contained dipping container. When you feel like everyone hates you, take a nap. When you feel like you hate yourself, take a shower. And when you feel like you hate everyone, eat a snack. You can use a fork to easily guide picture frames onto the wall. Horror stories from the infamous Cecil Hotel. In 1944, 19-year-old Dorothy Jean Purcell woke up to severe stomach pains in the middle of the night while she was staying at the Cecil Hotel. When she went to the bathroom, to her complete shock, she had given birth to a baby boy. She had no idea she was even pregnant. She then threw her live baby out of the window onto the roof of the building next door where the baby passed. At her trial, she was found not guilty by reason of insanity and admitted to a psychiatric hospital. In 1962, a man named George Giannini was walking in front of the Cecil Hotel when he was struck to death by a falling woman. Pauline Otten had just jumped out of the window of her 9th floor room after an argument with her husband. Her fall killed both of them instantly. In the mid-80s, Richard Ramirez, aka the Night Stalker, and murderer of 13 people, lived in a room on the top floor of the Cecil Hotel for much of his killing spree for only $14 a night. After killing someone, he would throw his bloody clothes into the hotel's dumpster, then walk into the lobby and throughout the entire hotel completely naked, which at the time was actually pretty normal for hotel goers. And with all the corpses that surrounded the hotel and were in the hotel, Richard Ramirez's blood-soaked lifestyle didn't even raise an eyebrow to anybody in the hotel. Jack Frost just took a giant dump on Buffalo, New York. During the end of last week and parts of this weekend, some parts of Buffalo, New York got over 6 feet of snow, which is insane considering most of us are used to measuring snow in inches, not feet. Highmark Stadium, where the Bills play, got so much snow that they had to move their upcoming game against the Cleveland Browns indoors to Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. The blessing in all this is that the people of Buffalo seem to be relatively unharmed and in good spirits, so they're sending in some amazing photos and videos for the world to see. Let me know in the comments, have you ever seen this much snow before? Sayings that you use every day but don't know where they come from. Bite the bullet comes from 18th century doctors who were operating on soldiers. Because there were no painkillers back in the day, doctors needed to give the patient something to bite down on just to have them be quiet while the doctor operated. Being as that they were in the middle of a battlefield, the doctor would sometimes give the soldiers a bullet to bite down on. Riding shotgun refers back to the old cowboy days when the person riding next to the driver of a stagecoach would literally carry a shotgun. It was this person's job to defend the stagecoach from robbers and bandits. Close but no cigar comes from 19th century carnival games. Back then, carnival games were made for adults, not children, so the prizes weren't stuffed animals, but cigars. So close but no cigar was what they would say when someone was close to winning the prize, but didn't actually get it. Did you know every year over 46 million turkeys are eaten in America? And over 50 million pumpkin pies. Jingle Bells was originally a Thanksgiving song. The average turkey weighs about 15 pounds and runs about 20 miles per hour. Thanksgiving Eve, or the night before Thanksgiving, is usually one of the drunkest nights of the year. And only male turkeys gobble, female turkeys actually cackle. Happy Thanksgiving. Here's some Black Friday facts you didn't know. Black Friday is usually the busiest day for plumbers due to customers overwhelming the plumbing systems in their stores. Black Friday has actually migrated to over 15 other countries, including the UK, Brazil, and India. It's estimated around 12% of all Black Friday shoppers are drunk during their shopping. And sadly, Black Friday actually claims more lives every year than shark attacks. This woman came home from vacation to find that frogs have taken over her pool. Here's a picture of some dogs patiently waiting their turn in line for a feeding station. This guy tied some fishing line around a GoPro to get some really cool shots like this. Here's a demonstration of a self-adjusting oxygen mask for pilots. These magical rooms are called Infinity Rooms. Yayoi Kusama is credited with the creation of these rooms in 1965 whenever she created Infinity Mirror Room Valley's Field. Since then, Kusama has created many more and they just keep getting cooler. If you want to visit one of these Infinity Rooms, here's where you can go.
Understand that soon you're wrong with better men. Alone again, alone again, alone again, alone again.
Here's some cool animals you've probably never seen before. Pink fairy armadillos are the smallest of all armadillos and found in the grasslands of Argentina. Because they're only 11 centimeters long and very cute, they are highly sought after as pets. Markhor, aka the Old Man of the Mountains, are Pakistan's national animal. They're well known for their spit, which is actually used as antivenom. They tend to drool a lot when they chew, so after they're done eating, locals will come by and scrape up their spit. Unfortunately though, they are on the world's most endangered wildlife list. And finally, these East Asian dogs are not related to raccoons at all. Even though the resemblance is striking, the raccoon dog, or tanuki, are actually most closely related to foxes. But their looks and their personality have made them very famous in Japanese folklore. French scientists just discovered a virus that had been trapped under a frozen lake in Russia for almost 50,000 years. To study and understand these already awakening viruses, scientists had to revive this virus, bringing it back to life, technically making it a zombie. And it only gets worse from there. These scientists are claiming that these zombie viruses could be a potential health risk, and it is legitimate to ponder the risk of ancient viral particles remaining infectious and getting back into circulation by the thawing of ancient permafrost layers.